The neighbors probably think I'm crazy. You know, it's so weird living in a neighborhood like this. I don't go on forums, or not a member of a forum, for one big reason is I wind up getting in arguments. You get a lot of decent people on them, but it always seems there's like a gatekeeper, you know, a person that needs to feel like they know everything, or, you know, arguing about this, that, or the other thing. So I just kind of stay away from it. So I was pleasantly surprised after reading a comment from one of my loyal viewers uh, regarding something. And I went to Primitive Archer Forum, which is quite a civilized forum, a bunch of good guys on there, and women. And it was regarding the cure time of sinew. I am a proponent. I don't let it. I don't want to let my sinew cure for weeks. I want to let it cure for months. Did the Native Americans generally let it cure for months? Probably not. But that doesn't stop me from letting my bows cure for months. I've got the ability. I don't get from here to there on horseback. I'm not migratory. I've got space. And I've got the ability to reproduce multiple bows. And I've done this over and over again, and it's probably more crucial on a short bow than it is a long bow. And also there's two kinds of sinew backing. There's a protective layer, you're putting it on there, it's strong stuff to keep the back from breaking. And then the type of sinew backing, multiple layers, to make that bow strong, a power layer, self-explanatory. Two different things. Two different things. Very much related, but two different things. Many bows, usually the longer ones, are ones I make out of, say, softer wood like white cedar. I don't need that sinew to do anything more than just keep the back from breaking. That's it. And so I'll rush it. And let it, and it's thin, so, you know, if it dries a week, it looks dry, it's fine. It's going to keep that bow from breaking. But in the case of these little ones, and this is John the board bow maker speaking, when I can do multiples, basically exactly the same, and those bows came from the same board. The same board from the same tree. Puzzle that. Put the same amount of sinew on them, same bends, done this multiple times. I used to go through sinew, I'd buy a box of 100 because I'd get a break and just used it up all, get more sinew and just sinew back all the time. I'd sinew back everything. All the time. And I've done this. Same exact little horse bow type things. Taking the ones that, and it's very rare, that have only dried for a week, and then comparing it to ones that I literally forgot about, and 8-10 months later, you know, I use. The ones that I waited longer just are better bows, and they don't risk that sudden drop off, going from a 50-pound bow and suddenly it goes to 40 as if something broke loose. I'm just saying, whether or not the natives let theirs wait, I can let mine wait. And it's there are some people that will argue the point that there's no difference in letting it cure for 2 weeks over than curing for months and months. But I would ask them, how often have you made the exact same bow, sinew backed it the same, and then actually tested it? I have, more than once. The next point of contention, and people will argue about this, hide glue or Titebond. Sometimes you have to use Titebond 3 if you live in a humid area. If you're using a protective layer, why not? You do you, I do me. No one should be saying you are wrong for doing that. The Titebond people should not say to the hide glue people, you are wrong for using hide glue. And the hide glue people should not go to the Titebond people and say you are wrong for using Titebond. We're all making wooden bows and sticking sinew on it. Again, you do you, I do me. I don't look down on anybody that, you know, uses Titebond. You like it? I'm happy for you. You use hide glue? More power to you. If you've mastered preparing the back and sizing it and doing it so it doesn't delaminate, I just like hide glue. I personally like hide glue. That's just the way it is. But I'm not going to tell you not to use Titebond. If you want to And I've got friends that make bows. I mean, actual friends, you know. If you let your bow cure for 2 weeks and then go at it, okay. Doesn't bother me any. I just choose to let mine dry longer. And that is all. In conclusion, you do you, I do me. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just sharing what I've seen in my experience of making quite a few of the same sinew-backed bows, and drying them for different periods of time and drying them in different ways, including over a wood stove on racks, baking the heck out of them. Those, let it cure for a while and then bake it on a rack over a wood stove. Those are the superior sinew-backed bows. In fact, before they went to war, the Turks used to put their horn bows, master sinew-backers, who cured up to 2 years, used to bake their bows in ovens to give it the most oomph. That's all. That's enough.